that Drake was probably keeping us in that top 40 for fucking 5, 10 years. Like every record he made was going number one.
There's four niggas that's gonna save rap. The first was Cardi. He did his part. Then YB. He did his part. The next will be Iceman. Drake gonna do his part.
Yesterday evening, somewhere around 6 or 7 o'clock, it was finally confirmed. The news broke that Drake's a bitch.
So Drake did an interview with Complex via email with a man by the name of Eric Skelton. And I kind of wanted to talk about it real quick because I've been kind of going on a bit of a, not really a rant, but I have been a bit annoyed with the lack of communication between artist and fan via the media. I'm kind of on the same boat with like Elliot Wilson. He's been very upset with the lack of artists that want to talk to people that do interviews to kind of spread their word, message, or whatever they got going on. For Drake to get out there and do an interview, I give him props for that. Out of the current quote unquote big three, he's the only one that has done an actual interview with a news outlet. I know Kendrick did an interview, but Kendrick was interviewed by SZA right before the tour, so I'm not going to count that. So Drake has done it, Kendrick has not done it, J. Cole has not done it, even stars like Beyonce haven't done it, and these are people that myself and fans would like to hear from. So I'm going to give Drake his props for doing that. Obviously, he's not going to talk about the beef, like what happened between him and Kendrick. Like, I'm not expecting him to do an in-depth interview about that. Like, that would be too much. Like, that would be unreasonable at this point. He's not going to talk about his relationship with J. Cole at this point. He's not going to talk about his relationship with Future or the other rappers, producers in the quote unquote 20v1. Like, those are things I would not expect him to answer questions about. And I'm fine with that. Like, that's reasonable. I would actually like to hear him talk about the music. I would still like to hear the thought process behind Honestly Nevermind. Like, that album was, I believe, 3 albums ago, but that was the one album that was the least Drake sounding album. And for him to kind of put that out and never acknowledge it or talk about it, I would like to hear that. So during this interview, he was basically talking about how he is bored with the rollouts, like how artists are doing rollouts, doing the, you put out a single, you do a video, you do a press run, do another single, drop the album, drop another video. That's it. Drake has been in the music industry for almost at least 15 years. And he's been doing all kinds of rollouts, traditional rollouts, very long rollouts, dragged out rollouts, short rollouts, and even, surprise drops. And he wants to try something different. And the main thing that I got from this interview is that he wants to do, the live streaming kinds of rollout. He has been on live streams before. He's worked with other content creators and been on their streams. And now he wants to kind of do that himself. And he has done 3 episodes of Iceman. He did the first episode of Iceman. The stream got 1.5 million views. It was 57 minutes long. And he previewed What Did I Miss, which was the first single for Iceman. And then he released a video for that. That got 20 million views. The second live stream for Iceman, episode 2, did 2.6 million views. The third episode for Iceman, episode 3, did 550K. And that video was over an hour and a half. I understand the idea of wanting to try something new. And in the interview, he really spoke about how technical it is to do the things that he does, as far as like having multiple cameras, multiple computers, the types of cameras, the types of angles he wants, the places he wants to be. They're doing a good job of explaining how technically hard it is to do. It's not a thing where someone like me, I get on my, PlayStation and just turn on the camera and sit in front of a camera and talk while I'm playing video games. I'm not out in the world doing things and, creating content that way, which a lot of people do nowadays. So what he was trying to convey is that he wants to live stream and tell some sort of story, build a world, and create something bigger with these live streams compared to traditional rollouts. My question is, for the people that are watching these live streams, are you getting that? Do you feel like he is telling a cohesive story? Do you feel like these Iceman episodes are connecting in any kind of way with, the ice truck and the Pinocchios and whatever else that he is doing in these? All these streams have been at least an hour long or pretty close to it. Now, this is me putting on my A&R hat. When it comes to these live streams, I think the thing that he is missing is what the actual story is, what the actual message is. That should have been determined before the cameras were even turned on. Like, he is a good actor. Like, not Drake is not a good actor for a rapper. He's a legitimately good actor. And they could get a script, have, a layout, maybe let him improvise a little bit, but the actual story, the storyline should be completed already. I just don't feel like they're connecting because there is no connective tissue. Now, when it comes to the music, I don't think the fans are connecting to the music either. Like, what did I miss? Solid song. Which one? I like which one. Which one was a good song to me? Doghouse? Let me know in the comments. Do you know how Doghouse starts? How it goes? What it sounds like? Because I just heard that song today. I don't know how I missed that song, but that's just another example of these live streams not really translating to people listening to the music. And that could be a problem. Like when it comes to being a streamer, a lot of the popular streamers, whether it be Mr. Beast or Kai Cenat or iShowSpeed, they have built their community over years of streaming. Like they have developed a connection with their audience that want to see them stream. Drake, on the other hand, has built a fan base of people that want to hear his music. I'm someone who wants to hear Drake rap or sing or whatever kind of music that he does or that he's into at that time. That's what I'm looking for. It seems like Drake is trying to connect with a different fan base because I don't think millennials are the same fan base that he is trying to attract by doing this live stream rollout deal. And I'm not here to say that this is a bad thing. I just think it needs to be tuned up a little bit. This is something that could be the new wave going forward. Like, I could see someone like Tyler the Creator doing something like this. But I feel like he would have it already built out. The world building that he wants to do, he would know exactly what the plan is and what he wants to do and have it ready to go before that first camera turns on. And at this point, Drake seems to be the guinea pig with this. It might have been a better idea. It might have been a better idea for Drake to link up with a bigger streamer to kind of help him develop his plan slash ideas instead of just him kind of doing it on his own, trying to figure it out. Like, obviously, you want to create your own original world for this rollout. But when it comes to streaming, you're not a professional streamer. There are a bunch of professional streamers that could help this be better than what it currently is. I just don't see or hear a lot of conversations about these streams. The people that I know that listen to Drake aren't talking about these streams. And they're barely talking about the music because they're millennials and they're not really checking out the stream. So maybe I'm not connected with the younger kids that are, conditioned to watch streams for, 2 to 3 hours a day of their favorite streamers. Maybe that's the audience he's going for. And I'm not mad at that. Obviously, you want to gain as many fans and ears and eyeballs as you can. I just hope that Drake doesn't lose the fan base that kind of was there from the beginning because he's trying to get the fans that are just now getting here.
Thanks for watching, babe. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.